Alright, so I'm going to be one of those guys here that really talks about what everybody probably gets annoyed at who are, dealing with these type of people, soulsborne players. And I'm going to go into why this completely changed gaming for me and got me into this single player genre again. Now, I was one of those people that started off playing Elden Ring, and actually this computer right here, the one I'm literally showing you, I tried playing it on that and I completely crashed it and I broke the hard drive somehow. The port for the charging port right here, that's completely just destroyed. That might have been a physical thing, I don't know. But I spent like 25 hours on that game getting to that point, and I was completely addicted like I haven't been to a single player game since Pokemon, probably back when I was like 12. Now, like a lot of you probably watching this video, you're a big multiplayer fan, or, a lot of you are probably Soulsborne players who experience the same kind of joy and that same, passion, I don't know, that excitement you get whenever you see someone talk about your game. I was a huge multiplayer guy. I did Call of Duty, Apex, I played Minecraft. I had a Minecraft channel for 10 years. And I always heard about Soulsborne games, and I always heard about, them being super difficult. And, even to this day, you hear about people talking about, oh, yeah, I thought it was super difficult, and then, the appreciation of the gameplay is what got it. Guys, I cannot tell you that is the most true statement I have ever heard. Like I said, I was exclusively multiplayer type games. I never really got immersed in video games that had a story or that just required single player effort. But then a $9.99 special came on PlayStation Plus about 3 months ago, and the game was called Bloodborne. Arguably a lot of people's favorite Soulsborne game. It took me like a week to actually start playing the game after I downloaded it, because I was home alone and it seemed really scary. But immediately when I dove into the game, I got extremely frustrated, yet so intrigued to beat this game. And I started playing it, and the next thing you know, 2 hours turns into 5 hours, and 5 hours turns into 10 hours. And I think the reason why is the game is so gameplay intensive. A lot of times what was a real barrier to entry for playing single player games was the fact that you had to watch all these cutscenes and you had to follow the narrative and the plot quite heavily in order to really truly appreciate the game. And I would say about 90% of the games did not catch my attention like that. This game focuses all on the gameplay, getting better at your craft, doing better, learning the skill set in order to get past certain areas in the boss battles. It feels like a multiplayer experience where you have the real grind set mentality. You start off not very good and you're trying to progress. If you're a guy like me, you like to solve problems and you like to create problems in order to solve those problems. Well, you don't need to create any problems with this because it's there. If you are an athlete at any point, if you competed in anything in life, this is like a virtual competition somehow. It gets personal with certain bosses. And it's also so hard to describe without you just diving in. It's the most rewarding gaming experience, and I have never felt such a high and such a rush. It truly got me into the single player genre once again. Playing Devil May Cry 5 now, I have Red Dead Redemption 2, Ghost of Tsushima. All these games I have hours and hours into, and I have to dedicate that and thank that to Bloodborne. Because once you start with a gameplay intensive genre, pretty much Soulsborne FromSoft games, perfect place to start. You start to have a little bit more of a tolerance for the cutscenes. Although sometimes some of these cutscenes in Devil May Cry 5, Soulsborne games, their cutscenes are far and few between, but they are highly produced, and they're something you would see on one of those epic YouTube trailers with the sick music. If I were you, I would recommend playing Bloodborne first, because while it is one of the more difficult games, it's also, in my opinion, one of the most fun once you master it. And mastering it is probably the most fun part. So if you really truly love having a purpose in a game and love the grind set mentality, this is it for you. And I think I'm starting to see a lot more of an audience for it. Elden Ring did a fantastic job at popularizing the genre. But there are so many games in that genre that a lot of people just haven't looked at, especially Bloodborne. I mean, that pretty much wraps it up. I got one of these bad boys. I got a PlayStation just for the fact that the new PlayStation. I said I would never get it unless I could just pick it off a shelf. And here I am with one of these bad boys. If you guys would like to see some of the gameplay with it, I'm such an idiot and so bad at it. Actually, I think I'm pretty good at Bloodborne. I'm pretty sick on the sticks when it comes to that. I can go ahead and stream it. I was trying to play Demon Souls, and I want want to play Dark Souls Remastered and then play all through and then get to Elden Ring, I'd love to play it for you guys. And that pretty much wraps up that point. Go ahead and comment down below one game that you might have been unexpectedly surprised by. You know, it beat your expectations a little bit. For me, this was genre defining, and it just opened up an entire door to a new world in which I never really appreciated. Go ahead, comment that down below, and hopefully you come back and say, hey, I'm a Souls player. Otherwise, yeah, I'm done. I can't wrap this up any differently, so bye.